So we're bringing you back for today's game time coverage of Tanner girls ice hockey. The starting line for the Oakmont Spartans, I believe that is number 6, Kelly Paquette, number 18, Heather McHatton at the defenseman slot, number 21 at center, that is Anaka Gendron. I believe that is number 20 at the right wing slot, Abby Ovaska, and at the left wing slot, Hannah Seymour, freshman forward, number 3. As the Tanners immediately moving quick off the draw, into the middle, DiGiulio, shot goes barely wide. Recoiling are the Spartans. Tanners using quick passing and good puck movement to keep it away from this very young Spartan squad. DiGiulio back at the center ice logo, loses it, it's given back over to Ovaska. Ovaska moving on in, trying to flip it through the legs of number 23, Sadie Guerin of the Tanners, a freshman forward. Down to the middle of the ice, into the offensive zone of the Tanners. Robert, captain of the Tanners, senior, into the middle, loses it. And this one's gotten out to the blue line and quickly taken out. Actually moving rather gingerly as the Spartans make a line change. No icing here. Maria Pierce, Sadie Guerin, Paige Thibodeau are on the ice at the moment. Moving in is the captain, Mirasolo. Shot is gloved down by the Spartan netminder. Today's starting goaltender is brought to you by PBD Access TV. In net for the Oakmont Spartans, freshman goaltender, the only goalie listed on my roster sheet is number, 00, Ashley Bourne, freshman netminder. And down the other end of the ice is Jenny Collins, number 30, the junior backup of the Tanners. Into the middle, loose puck, got in there, and the race of the puck is won by the Spartans. That was won by Avri Gagne. Back into the Tanners zone. Collins, I believe, first game I ever called for PBD Access TV girls ice hockey was against the Oakmont Spartans, and I believe it was actually Jenny Collins in net. It was a 4-0 shutout win for the Tanners of Peabody High School, this co-op team of Peabody, Linfield, and North Reading players. The Tanners off to their hottest start in team history. They're 9-3-1 on the year. They're coming off of a 4-3 loss to Melrose High School. In conversation with head coach Michelle Roach before the game, they need only 3 points to get into the tournament. So a win here and either a tie or a win next game, which I believe is next Wednesday, will seal their tournament visit. Into the middle, in front. What a save, rebound, and it's a goal. Jess Robert puts the Tanners up 1-0, barely, not only a minute and a half into the game. So it was a perfect rebound, virtually an open net shot, and Robert putting the Tanners up with only 1:33 into the game. Face-off won by Peabody. Moving quickly is DiGiulio right off the face-off, a senior captain, number 17. Problem is, if this game turns into a high-scoring matchup for the Tanners, there's no backup listed for the Spartans. There's no one that will come in to replace Bourne. She's the only goaltender on the roster. She's a freshman, though. And it looks like comparing the bench sizes, the number of players for both benches, looks like Oakmont has a relatively smaller roster than the Tanners upon looking at their bench size as we get an icing and they bring it back down to the Spartan end. So last night was the NHL All-Star Game skills competition. Local icon David Pasternak of the Boston Bruins won the shooting accuracy competition in 11 seconds. Drifting around behind is Mirasolo, and off the chest plate and into the glove of Bourne. So that was a good reflex save there by Ashley Bourne. So we're seeing a lot of fans lining the glass here at the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Rink. And the Peabody fan section is filled to capacity. Mirasolo trying to put it on net. Wrister from the point by Ella McTeague, does not find the net. Thibodeau around behind, backhands it in front, no one there. Back to get it, McTeague, wrists it off of one of her own defenders. It was off of Maria Pierce. Mirasolo stick slaps with Avri Gagne, thrown toward the front of the net, off the pad, almost fluttered in. Mirasolo whacking at it in the front of the net. Gagne gets away. Sending it back down around behind is Anya Pinillo. So this Tanner line has been out there for a little bit longer than the other lines tonight, or this afternoon. I don't know why I'm saying tonight. It's only, what, a little past 12, quarter past 12 in the afternoon, as the Tanners will finally make a line change. So fresh skates out on the ice. So we're seeing Sadie Guerin coming out with Jess Robert, Kat DeJulo, and Jen Flynn. And I believe that's Catherine Sweeney at the defenseman slot. DeJulo wristing it around behind. Trying to stick handle in front, whacked at, scramble, losing sight of the puck here, it's loose. And Robert almost just inches away from her second goal in the first 4 minutes. DeJulo spinning and whacking at it. That one hit the post, you can hear from up here. DeJulo whacks, and Kat DeJulo's on the board early in the game, only 4:19 in, 2-0 Peabody. So the Tanner offense is clicking on all cylinders in the early going. So once again, this game brought to you by Peabody Access TV, so I hope the fans who are hearing me call this game, shot on net, hit the boards behind. Hope the fans who are hearing me call this game right now held no hard feelings. I'm merely doing my job right now. Got a couple stares from some of the Oakmont fans. I don't know why the away fan section always has to be right down to our right. So I'm getting the sense that we're seeing I'm seeing a lot of players out on the ice for the Tanners say that have not seen much playing time this season. I'm guessing not necessarily a knock on the Oakmont Spartans, but because they've been shut out their last 5 games, I'm guessing Coach Michelle Roach is taking the opportunity to put some fresh legs out. Mirasolo, breakaway, save! Got loose, it's still loose. Sent back down the length of the ice, gonna let it go. It will not reach the boards, and Garofoli is now on the ice. I believe this is her first appearance. I believe Michelle Roach might actually be running 3 lines for the first time in years. Flynn around the defense, misses the net wide to the right. Wristed on net, Bourne lets it go wide, not playing the post, rather questionable decision. Flynn, stick handles in front, it's loose in the crease, gloved at, and the whistle blows as Bourne has to go down to cover this one up with her body. As we hit 10:25 to go in the first period. Tanner's already leading 2-0. Garofoli, Robert, DeJulo, Flynn, and Ganter are out on the ice. Riley Ganter making, I believe, her first appearance. Back into the neutral zone. Garofoli whacks it off the board into the zone so that they can recoil, try to re-strategize. Ganter with her defense partner, her regular partner, Carolyn Garofoli. That one is taken off the boards by Flynn. Good stick handling, gives it over. DeJulo can't get it on net. Kept in, barely onside by Ganter. Back down to retrieve as Flynn will race off for a change as it's dumped behind the boards. Kept in, onside by Garofoli. But here comes Gagne. Gagne moving it into the neutral zone, scrum along the boards near the penalty box. Here come the Tanners, good slap shot just to get it down the length of the ice. It's on net, Collins is able to glove it aside. Pierce into the skates of Gendron. Here comes Maria Pierce around the defense, on in. Maria Pierce is on the board here in the first period. That was one of the prettiest goals I've seen all year out of this Tanner squad. She moved in, deked around the defense. That was, my camera guy is telling me that, oh, that was a pretty goal. He got that one on camera, folks. That was a perfect goal for the Tanners, and it's 3-0, only just over 5 minutes into the game. Down to the ice goes Pierce, the previous goal scorer. One thing I will say about the Tanners is for the majority, 2 of their 3 goals have been pretty goals. They're not just dirty goals, in front of the net scrums. And they're gonna rule it offside on Paige Thibodeau. I believe she handled the puck over the line while her line mate Mirasolo was still just a skate blade over. Face off in the neutral zone. On the Oakmont side of the ice, however. Robert. Taken away. DeJulo just trying to whack it on net just so she can get free of the scrum. Pass by Bourne is intercepted by Flynn. Flynn, stick handle, stick tie up. Behind the net, DeJulo loses it off the end of her blade. trying to get it back down the length of the ice, and they will. I believe if this reaches the boards, it will be icing. The icing is canceled, as they'll bring it around the boards. As flipping it around the boards for the Tanners. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're seeing a new Tanner out on the ice that we haven't seen. Nope, it is Ella McTeague, number 7. She is a listed forward functioning as a defenseman for much of the season. In front, almost deflected in by Pierce. In the middle, shot, blocked, and it's Maria Pierce's second in 2 minutes. Maria Pierce, second of the night, or second of the afternoon, 4th for the Tanners. That was a dirty goal in front of the net. Big scrum. I thought that it went in at one point, but it was somehow gotten out. Pierce went in on another backhanded shot and put it in the back of the net. So already 2s are wild here in Peabody. Here comes Mirasolo, last year's Conference Player of the Year, 27 goal scorer last season, in front and wide by Thibodeau. Guerin behind, trying to set up Thibodeau again. Cannot be kept in by Maria Pierce. And this is not going to be an offside, barely, and shot on net into the face mask of Bourne. You can hear that hit the fiberglass from all the way up here. Thibodeau, stick handles around, gets away from number 18, the captain, Heather McHatton, sophomore defender. I believe she's the captain, actually. Down to the boards goes Thibodeau, and we're going to get McHatton. Yep, she is listed as a captain. She will go to the box 2 minutes, and I believe the call is hooking. So the Tanners go on to a power play. Already up 4-0 in the first period. If they get one more goal, dare I say, folks, it could be a blowout. And Pierce, if she gets one more goal, well, I don't want to jinx her, so I'm going to say, well, it's three things put together, or a couple things put together. It's something you wear on your head, and it's something a magician does. Put the pieces together. Shot on net, into the middle, scrum, poked at by the Tanners. And we're seeing a new Tanner out on the ice, number 6, Lily Piscatelli. Piscatelli getting her first substantial action of the season. So yeah, I'm guessing this is Coach Michelle Roach's strategy today. Into the middle, here comes Roberts, stick handles, loses it, and it goes back to the North Shore Bank sign along the boards. Piscatelli, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I hope it's not Piscatelli or Piscatelli. DeGiulio. Ganter with Garofoli. She'd like to get one. I'm sure the fans would really love to see Garofoli get on the board, back into the neutral zone. Ganter looking to set it up again. So the Tanners on a power play for another 1:15 with 6:25 to go in the first period. Piscatelli loses it, has to give it away to Robert. Robert into the middle, looking for a lane shot off of the left shoulder of Bourne and back to the corner. Piscatelli pushed off, trying just to get some fresh legs under her, into the shin pads of Anaka Gendron. Garofoli in front, nice backhanded shot. If someone was there, that would have been a highlight reel one-timer. Backhand along the boards, 45 to go on this power play. Back behind with Jenny Flynn is Piscatelli again with DeGiulio. This is the forward line. Piscatelli, DeGiulio, Flynn. So Roach is trying out some new line combos. On net, shot. You can hear it hit the pads of Bourne, and we'll get a stoppage with 26 seconds to go on the power play. Face-off won by Flynn. On net, sticked aside by Bourne, back around the boards. A power play goal would really be loved here by these Tanner fans. Sweeney loses it. Charlotte Grant is now on the ice, one of the senior captains elected before the season, trying to wrist it out. Weak shot. Elise Staunton is on the ice now. So Roach really taking this game opportunity to try out some new line combos as the power play has been killed off. And this will be the first icing on the Tanners, and we'll bring it back down to Collins. Collins has yet to face substantial pressure in this game. I think she's only faced 1 or 2 shots, and they were weak shots from, I believe, center ice that were just clearing attempts. Actually, now that I think of it, I think the The Spartans have only had the puck possession in the offensive zone for maybe 30 seconds of the game. So 5:07 to go in the first period. Pinillo stick handles along the boards. Back to the point. McHatton in front, trying to get it on net. Collins has to sprawl at it, and a couple players are down. Looks like McTeague took a defender down. No penalty. It was a clean play. Staunton would like a goal here. Here she comes with Charlotte Grant to her right on net, and it is wide. So Pinillo keeping it in, banking it off the boards. Grant is still out with Staunton. Held in along the boards, McTeague. The young talent of this Tanner team has really stepped up to the occasion this season. Can only I would pray for the teams that have to play this Tanner bunch in the next couple seasons. This team is good and they are young and hungry. Pinillo is boarded along the boards, no call there. Collins has to glove it underneath. It's still loose somehow. I believe here comes Maria Pierce, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that is Pierce. Taking it, Mirasolo. Mirasolo stops, into the middle, shoots, off the pipe and out. Sent back out by Abio Ovesca. Sorry, there's some complicated names on this team. I apologize if I mess up any. On net, Collins has to stick it away. 3:30 to go in the first period. Tanner's holding their 4-0 lead on goals by Maria Pierce, Kat DiGiulio, and Jess Robert. Here comes Paige Thibodeau. Thibodeau, 25, the gritty right winger. Shooting on net, into the middle. One-timer is into the shin pads of a Oakmont defender, and it with such force it ricocheted across the ice to the glass. Trying to bank it off the boards. Hoping for a rebound. Robert is in there. Hooked. No, there should have been a call there for hooking. They won't get one. I think Roach really wanted a call there. On net, and Bourne is able to pat it aside. Into the middle, backhanded opportunity for Piscatelli. Glove down by Garofoli. I'm sure there's a lot of players that are getting some playing time tonight that would like to get their first career goal as a Tanner. On net. Oh, and the rebound is in the crease. It almost squeaked in. That would have not been the way the Tanners would have wanted to end the period. 2:20 to go. Here comes Kat DiGiulio. DiGiulio race with Piscatelli, has an open lane shot, and it is into the pads. But good for Lily Piscatelli, her first substantial playing time of the season, and I doubt that's the last we'll see of her today. The Tanners making good use of their open ice opportunities. They have to have at least 20 shots on net so far in the first period. Flynn is out there with Staunton and Grant. And Guerin at the defensive slot. Sweeney on net, and it goes wide. That one had some speed on it. Behind the net, Flynn in front. Wristed wide. Grant wanted that one back. Flynn into the middle. Shot. Glove down. And it's off the outside of the net. I think I saw the net move. It may have come off its moorings. Nope, it's still on. So congratulations, by the way, to the Tanner boys ice hockey team. They've won their first game of the year very recently against Danvers, a 6-5 win. Their first goal since, I'm sorry to say, the 2016-17 season. Here comes Flynn, wristed on net, goes off the outside of the net, just wide. I think it could have squeaked in if it was a couple inches to the right. Guerin along the boards with Grant. Grant is going to chase it out with Maria Pierce. Here comes Elise Staunton. Staunton looking for a goal. Into the middle, Staunton stick handles, and it is on net. And we're gonna get a hooking call, and once again, it's going to be on the Spartans. So they're gonna send Jordan Pond, freshman defender, to the box for 2 minutes. That will take us to the end of the first period with 59.1 showing on the game clock, unless the Tanners can put one in the next few seconds. So watch out, folks. The 2-goal scorer is at center right now, Maria Pierce. So I apologize if she scores. I might scream in your ear a little bit. Pierce here in the middle, stick tied up. She could have had her third there. Behind the net is Thibodeau. In front, shot wide, almost into the netting. Stays in play. Garofoli trying to wrist it around the boards. Pierce with an opportunity. Pierce moving in, shooting into the skates of Kelly Paquette. Kept in, barely, I think she got away, and it looks like Abigail Shea is gonna go to the box. 2 minutes for tripping, so it's gonna be a 5-on-3 for the next 122. 5-on-3 opportunity, folks. This is one of the deadliest situations in any hockey game. So 5-3, 5-on-3, excuse me, that's not the score. It's only 4-0 at the moment. Flynn is out with Grant, Garofoli, Guerin. You can hear them chanting her name for the puck. Guerin, what a slap shot! That should have been in the net. Garofoli slap shot into the crease, covered. They're two of the best slappers I've seen all season. Not just of all season, but of all time out of this Tanner squad. So 5-on-3 for another 109. Garofoli back to Guerin. Little errant pass back into the neutral zone. The Tanners have to recoil. And we will go to the end of the first period. So the Tanners, walking into the second period, will be on a 5-on-3 power play for another minute and 1 second. However, the Tanners up 4-0, 4 goals in the first 8 minutes of the game on Jess Robert, Kat DeJulo, and followed by 2 quick goals by the freshman sensation Maria Pierce. We will be right back at the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. Once again, I'm Bernard Parisi with Peabody Access TV, bringing you Tanner girls ice hockey action versus Oakmont Regional High School. Once again, 4-0 score, and we'll be right back. Welcome back inside the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena in Peabody, Massachusetts. I'm Bernard Parisi, bringing you more game time coverage of Peabody Tanner girls ice hockey versus the Oakmont Regional Spartans. The Tanners come in with a commanding 4-0 lead after 4 quick goals, and I believe the first 6 or 7 minutes of the first period. The scoring was started by the ever-invincible senior captain, number 28, Jess Robert, followed by another senior captain, number 17, Kat DeJulo. And then complete about face, 2 quick goals by freshman sensation Maria Pierce. Pierce scoring on her second of her 2 goals, one of the prettiest goals that I have ever seen in my days of covering this team. And speaking of, Pierce is out with Mirasolo and Thibodeau on the forward line for the Tanners, with Guerin and Garofoli. Mirasolo quickly off the faceoff, moves to the line behind the net. Back to Guerin. Guerin has a relative lane, does not take it. Deking, Pierce goes down. There was incidental contact, no penalty there. Back behind is Mirasolo. Setting it up, Garofoli. Back down low to Pierce. Puck, stick handling and puck movement. It's shot, and they're gonna rule it a goal. I think it was Mirasolo who got it. And it is Sammy Mirasolo on the goal. So a long time since I believe this is the 3rd-year sensation for the Tanners. 27 goals last season, Conference Player of the Year honors, and she just tacks on to the lead. It is 5-0 Peabody, only 31 seconds into the period. Felt like it was a lot longer than that, actually, folks. Guerin just trying to bank it off the boards. Lily Piscatelli is on the ice now. Piscatelli saw her first substantial action of the season in the first period. Guerin tied up there with Jamie Gillette. Piscatelli trying to feed it across. They have to recoil to avoid an offside, but DeGiulo's skates were still in the zone at the time of the play, so we'll have a recoil and take the face off in the neutral zone. 5-0 Tanners. It will go as a power play goal. 5-on-3 power play goal. So the Tanners are still on a 5-on-4 power play for another 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes. What am I doing? 39 seconds. Catherine Sweeney banks it from the center ice logo off the backboards behind Bourne. I gotta feel bad for Ashley Bourne. She's the only goalie on the roster. So even if this gets even worse than it is, she can't exactly get pulled for anyone to, you know, keep her head right for the next game. Back behind goes Riley Ganter. Piscatelli up to Robert. Piscatelli shadowing a defender, but taken back by just Robert. Robert moves into the zone. She has the first goal of the game for the Tanners. DeGiulo is out. DeGiulo gives it back. Sweeney banks it off the Woody's Pro Shop sign at the boards. Over now. Slap shot from almost no angle at the bottom of the circle is banked wide. Big tie up along the boards. Held up there was Robert. Back along into the corner. Kept in by Sweeney. And back race down the length of the ice. They'll let it go for icing. And Ganter is the first player to the puck. It will be icing. We'll bring it back to the offensive zone of the Tanners. So 5-0 lead. Only 2 minutes and 19 seconds into the second period. Following the goal by Sammy Mirasolo. Into the middle, shot by Grant is just gently gloved aside by Bourne. Sticks collide at the corner. Taken at center by the Spartans, just trying to get something going in the offensive zone. They send it along the boards and letting it go. And McTeague sends it off the boards, and it almost banks in off of the pad of Collins, but she covers it up. I hate to say, but it seems like kind of a relaxed atmosphere at the Tanner bench. I mean, you're holding a 5-0 lead at the moment, and Roach is really, she's really trying out a lot of different line combinations, seeing a lot of Tanners that we have not seen at all this year. And seeing a new Tanner come out on the ice that we have not seen, really. A couple new Tanners that I haven't seen at all this year. Madeline Monkovich, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Jenna Mack. So welcome to the Tanners, Monkovich and Mack. Number 2 and number 5. Number 2 is Madeline Monkowitz, and number 5 is Jenna Mack. Thibodeau moving, Mack in front, and it goes past her blade and to the corner. So Monkowich, a freshman defender. Mack listed as a freshman forward. A lot of fresh blood on this team, or a lot of new blood on this team. Fresh legs out on the ice. Getting my terms really confused there. Kept in by Monkowich, her first substantial action of the year. Good awareness to use her skates to keep the puck in the zone. But it has gotten out. And I'm assuming that the screaming voice we're hearing down at the Spartan bench is head coach Joelle Vautour. I hope I'm saying that correct. She is not exactly happy with the way that I'm guessing she shouldn't be happy with the way her team's been playing the last couple of games. They're 0-5, well, they're 0-9-1 on the year, but they haven't scored a goal in what is now 16 periods of hockey. They have shut out their last 5 games off of their 6-0 loss to St. Peter Marion, I forget. Let me look. St. Peter Marion, yep, as this one is taken back down the length of the ice. Garofoli raced to get it. Sorry, got a little stop there for a second. I lost my game notes. Weak shot on net by McHatton. This is one of the reasons why the Spartan bunch is not in this game. Problem for them is their shooters, their shots are just weak shots. Race to the puck. Piscatelli almost there. I will say one thing, I kind of like what she's doing with her skates there. The skate lace is different color, one basic, I think that's green, and the other one is orange. So you always know where she is on the ice, just look for the orange skate. Piscatelli almost gets a penalty there, has the awareness to know she was about to get a call. Down into the boards, looking for a call, won't get it. I think someone got bodied from behind. And Piscatelli gets thrown down by McHatton. That was an elbow. And McHatton is going to the box for 2 minutes again. She threw an elbow at Piscatelli from behind and sent her down to the ice. And Coach Vautour of the Spartans is very vocal. The acoustics in here are a little weird, so I can't quite tell if she's yelling at her players or the officials. I mean, any coach would probably yell at the officials, but from up here, that was an obvious call. And for me, I think that should have been a misconduct, in my opinion. That was just an absolutely dirty play. I mean, I just tell it as it is, folks. Finally, a breakaway opportunity. Nope, taken away by Guerin from behind. Held along the boards, Guerin throws a fist. No call there. I think Guerin got away with one on that play. Almost the virtually same play as the play that sent McHatton to the box for 2 minutes on Piscatelli. Freshman she's taking her licks today. In front, backhander, and Grant had feet of open net to shoot at. And it went just wide. Grant not happy after that one. Guerin back to the point, fakes the slap shot. Back down low to Charlotte Grant, feeding it in front, covered at the side of the net by Bourne. So with 9:22 to go in the second period, almost at the first, in the second period of this 13, I'm losing count of the games, folks. 9-3-1, so that's 13 games. So this is the 14th game of the year for the Tanners. Back down low. Flynn, I believe, that is, nope, look for the white face mask, and that is Maria Pierce. Pierce sending it back up high to Sweeney in front through the legs of a bunch of skaters. Ganter holding, sends it back down low. Pierce again in front, and it went wide. Mirasolo almost tipped it in. Sweeney back to Ganter. Ganter shooting one on net. Riley Ganter is on the board. A wrister from the point, and the defenseman is on the board for the Tanners. So it is 6-0 Peabody in the second period. That one barely found its way through. It may have been tipped in front, but in any case, the Tanners are up 6-0 in the second period. And Ella McTeague off the face-off from the defenseman slot moves in quickly. Shot into the skates of an Oakmont player. Robert losing, falling down, still passes it to Pinillo. Good stick handling and just pure will by Jess Robert, who was down on her knees to pass that puck back to her defender. And I'm getting some dirty looks from fans down below us. I apologize, folks, but as an announcer, have to remain impartial. I tell it as it is, folks. That's Howard Cosell, longtime ABC Sports announcer, saying, I just tell it as it is. That's how I call games here in my tenure at PBD Access TV. And what can I say? This Tanner Bunch has given me a lot to call in this game. Pinillo shadowing a defender, taken away by Jenna Mack. She makes a reappearance out on the ice. Back down is Ella McTeague. Collins hasn't faced much pressure, but she's faced more pressure this period than she has all game. Jess Robert. Jenna Mack, her line made out. Mack into the middle, trying to just pass back to a defender. No one there. Almost kept in by McTeague as this one is sent back down the length. Monkowitz. It's either Monkowitz or Monkowitz. I don't know. I always have trouble with that W-I-C-Z at the end of the name. Either way, she and Jenna Mack are showing, Coach Michelle Roach, they're showing her that, hey, we're skilled too. We want to play more too. What a slap shot by Gearin from the point. I saw a couple players ducking out of the way of that one. No one wanted to be in front of that. Even with that face mask on their helmets, no one wants to have that thing come near them. Flynn, stick tie up, almost in front. Poked at, sprawling. And it is, I believe, covered as we see line changes being made. I gotta say, for Bourne, that is her highlight of the game so far. Nice save. She using her whole body to cover the bottom of the net. So Elise Snaughton is out now. Previous goal scorer, Ganter, is out on the ice. Back behind into the middle, but it is gotten away by the Spartans. Back down the length of the ice, go race to get it is Ganter and Garofoli. I think what they're yelling from the Spartan bench is skate it. They want to see more aggression out of their players. Slap shot on net. Finally, they get a puck on net. I think what they want to see is more aggression out of their forwards for us to race to the puck. We'll get an icing and we'll bring it back down to the Tanner zone. So Robert is out with Mirasolo, McTeague, Sweeney, and number 22 of the Tanners, that is Kayla Griffin. Griffin seeing her first action in a few games. And once again, we're going to have a face-off near the Spartan bench. Sweeney. Someone lost their mouth guard. I believe Jamie Gillette lost her mouth guard. Race to the puck, trying to skate it. With the speed of McTeague wins the race. Back into the middle, almost have it. Slap shot, dribbles off the skate of McHatton, and slamming her stick is Gillette. That was a perfect scoring opportunity. This team, you can see it even through the metal face masks of the Spartan bunch. They are gassed right now. Tanner's playing the game of their life. And you can see it on some of the faces of the Spartan players. It's down 6-0 with 5:31 to go in this second period. This 14th game for the Tanners. Mack is back out with Jen Flynn and Paige Thibodeau. Back at the defense slot is Anya Pinillo and Sadie Guerin. Here comes Jenny Flynn. Flynn with Thibodeau, and oh, it just went wide of her stick. Thrown towards the front of the net. It's wide in the crease, and it has gotten out. Back into the corner, Jenna Mack. Into the middle, Mack, backhander. What a backhander, wait a minute. Almost, it looked like they were about to celebrate a goal for a second there. Jenna Mack with a speedy backhander. That one had some smoke coming off the end of it. Face-off is won by the Tanners. Mack again, wristed on net wide. And it is going to be another Peabody goal. I think Jenny Flynn is on the board. See who they give the most congratulations to. That one was kind of, I couldn't really tell who got it. And it appears it was Jen Flynn, if I'm not mistaken. As the Tanners make another quick line change after their 7th goal of the game. Piscatelli would like to get her first of her Tanner career. Scoreboard is yet to change. May have actually been no goal there. I think they may have just brought the faceoff back to the center ice circle. Maria Pierce moving with Piscatelli and DiGiulio. 4:15 to go in the period. No offside. Still showing 6-0. Monkowitz is able to send off the board. Takes a weird bounce off the stanchion and will stay in the neutral zone. Piscatelli will wrist it back down the length of the ice. Scoreboard has not changed, so I believe there may have been no goal there, actually, now that I think of it. Hasn't changed in almost a minute. DiGiulio with Staunton, race to the puck, down on her face, no call there. She simply got caught in the skates of Staunton. So yep, the scoreboard has not changed, so I'm assuming there is no goal on the play. May have just lost sight of the puck and had to bring the faceoff back to the center ice circle. It's a rarity, but I have seen it happen before. And we have another Spartan going to the box. Jordan Pond going to the box again. So it's been the Pond-McHatton show in the penalty box today. One thing I will say that I have noticed about this Tanner squad, they have not been to the box once today. Rising trend in recent games. Carolyn Garofoli has been spending a lot of time in the box. She has managed to stay out of it. So I hope I didn't just jinx the Tanners. So Ella McTeague over to Garofoli, speaking of. Into center ice, and oh, if she had reached the stick back, Gillette would have had a breakaway opportunity. Down on her back goes Staunton, no call there. Good officiating. There was no tripping call there. On net, gotten out. Garofoli along the boards, trying to keep it in. Grant, Charlotte Grant sending it along behind the net. McTeague. McTeague holding, banking it. That little piece of carbonized rubber really likes to bounce wherever. Likes to take weird bounces on you. Wristed by Garofoli on net, stick to side. Two 20 to go. Garofoli shot on net, glove down, but it is gotten out. Tanner is getting it into the corner to recoil. 2:10 to go in the period. McTeague winds up, shot, takes a bounce into McHatton. Almost had a breakaway if she had moved a little faster. No call there. Back down the length of the ice. Garofoli raced to get it. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 26 seconds to go on this power play for Peabody. Up to Flynn. Flynn patiently waiting. Jenny Flynn, who I thought had a goal earlier this period. Still 6-0 on the board. So Pond waiting anxiously to get out of the box as the Spartans make one last clear. McTeague up to Flynn, and the clock has hit 0 on the penalty. 1:30 to go in the period. Trying to tuck it in from the corner was Flynn, won't get it. Jen Flynn, the second leading goal scorer of the Tanners last season. After Sammy Mirasolo, Sweeney, nice awareness, keeping it onside, not once, but twice. I just realized I echoed there. I hope that's the thing about this job. You don't want to offend. You don't want to offend any parents down below us, as this one is covered up by Bourne, and we'll get another stoppage with 1:01 to go in the second period. So barring a catastrophic collapse, the Tanners are tournament bound. A win today will give them 2 points, and then either a tie or a win. Next game, I believe, is next Wednesday. Will give them a tournament appearance in front. Oh, what a save by Bourne. Kept in by Anya Pineo. Flynn banks it back. Pineo again. Mirasolo is there with Pineo, and Sweeney has to go down and retrieve. And we'll get an icing with 33.1 to go in the period. Catherine Sweeney, as you see her on your screen right there, is one of the, I believe, freshman defenders for this Tanner squad, number 13. Showing off that she hasn't had a lot of playing time this year, but she has shown that she has great potential in the rare occasion that she has played as a very great, maybe not necessarily an offensive defender, but a very good defensive defender. This Tanner squad clicking on all cylinders. Hopes are high this season. After an 11-7-2 record, I believe it was last year. They're already very close to breaking that, I believe, almost team high. Back down the length of the ice. So at the moment, the Tanners could finish the season with a, I believe, 16-3-1 record. That's the best possible record they could finish with. We're going into the second intermission right before the third period. The Tanners potting 2 more goals on goals by, I believe it was Riley Ganter and Sammy Mirasolo. Mirasolo with showing off her trademark skill and speed yet again. Once again, 6-0 Tanners as we go into the second intermission. We will be right back with more Tanner girls ice hockey action here on Peabody Access TV.
DC Rentals has been in business for almost 30 years, offering state-of-the-art radio communications and security camera systems. DC Rentals is able to cater our system, scale it down to any size event, large or small. Our custom-built trailers are designed for fast deployment with full video and communication capabilities. We offer top-of-the-line Motorola and High-Terra dispatch and radio equipment, along with Telex and Zetron consoles. DC Rentals Mobile Command Trailer is also available for special events or emergencies. In addition, we provide individual and group training sessions on all of our equipment, as well as 24-hour customer service. DC Rentals can be reached at 781-289-3000 or on the internet at dcrentals.net. DC Rentals is a proud sponsor of Peabody TV.
Welcome back for third period action here in the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena in Peabody, Massachusetts. Your Peabody Tanners, a combined Peabody, Linfield, and North Reading squad, leading the Spartans of Oakmont Regional High School 6-0. Recap of the goals scored. Jess Robert got on the board first, followed by Kat DeGiulio. Then 2 quick goals by Maria Pierce. And in the second period, Sammy Mirasolo and Riley Ganter got in on the action with goals of their own. So once again, it is 6-0. A new forward line we're seeing for the Tanners coming out right now. That is going to be Kayla Griffin, Kat DeGiulio, Elise Staunton on the forward line, but at the defense slot is Ganter and I believe Anya Pineo. Nope, that is Madeline Monkowitz, my apologies. They're coming this way now, and they're going to call an immediate offside on Elise Staunton. So 6 seconds into the period. Face off from the neutral zone near the Spartan bench. Race to the puck is Monkowitz. She gets there. Ganter has to bank it off the boards. Around behind, no line change here. Only 20 seconds into this third period. Whacking it around the boards is Griffin. Monkowitz tied up there. Puck is kept in onside. Staunton is pushed into the boards. Back behind the net is McHatton of the Spartans trying to get something going, and this one's down the length of the ice on net for Collins, and Monkowitz will take the pass from her goaltender. Almost through the skates of Jamie Gillette, and to Staunton, but it's gloved out of the air by Collins. I apologize if I'm stuttering, folks. My voice is starting to go. 6 goal calls, your voice really starts to go after a while. This game should be up by game day, but your New England Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Well, for what seems like, well, the millionth time, Tom Brady going to his 3rd consecutive Super Bowl against the team that he began his Super Bowl winning career against, the now LA Rams, formerly the St. Louis Rams, down in Atlanta. Super Bowl 53 will commence on, I believe, February 3rd. And we get the first Tanner penalty of the game. It's going to be Anya Pineo going to the box for 2 minutes. That's the first time the Spartans have had a man advantage. So now the penalty kill unit gets to go to work for the Tanners, and we'll see what the power play unit can do. Shot off the face-off by Gillette, and it is covered by Collins. Terrific reflexes. Only 3 seconds into the power play. Tremendous save by Jen Collins. Back behind, Tanner penalty kill. Robert trying to flip it out of the zone. It was off of a stick, can't get it. Whiffed at twice by Grant, who tried to clear it. Could not get there. 1:40 to go on this power play. The ref's arm is up. I think he's just signaling for the Spartans to recoil. So they avoid an offside, and they do. Into the middle, Flynn can't get there. Back into the neutral zone again. Gillette in a scrum there with Catherine Sweeney. Back to, I believe that's Jordan Pond, who flicks it around the boards, and we'll have an icing. So we'll bring it back down to the Spartan zone. Ashley Bourne looking to see some more Tanner shots. She's seen her fair share. I think the shot total has to be up to about 40 at this point. So on the ice now are Piscatelli, Thibodeau, Sweeney, and Jess Robert lining up at the defender slot. Kept in onside, nope, sent back into the neutral zone. Robert will just look to clear it. Does, but is immediately taken by Kelly Paquette. Paquette, an 8th grade forward for this Spartan squad. Back into the zone, Jess Robert. Back behind, looking to set up something in front. She's got Piscatelli in front, didn't see her though. Wristed into the stick of Piscatelli and up high. Looking to set something up to avoid an offside was Paquette. 22 to go on the power play. Oh, here comes what could be a 2-on-1. No, losing possession was Thibodeau. Fresh off the bench was, I believe, Guerin, who almost put her skate into the puck. What could have been, if that skate had touched her, if that puck had touched her skate, may have seen a too many men on the ice penalty, a rarity that we've ever seen. Too many men is, however, infamous in Boston sports history. 1979 final semifinals versus the Montreal Canadiens. Boston Bruins were called for too many men on the ice. Montreal's Guy Lafleur went on to score the tying power play goal, and then Jacques Lemaire would score the game winner in overtime for the Canadiens, spoiling what could have been a Bruins dynasty in the late 70s. Under the Lunch Pail AC club of the Don Cherry-led Bruins of the late 70s. And down on her face goes a defender. That will not be the call, however. I think it's going to be offside on DeJulo. 11:33 to go here in regulation. And barring a colossal meltdown by the Tanners, they should move within 1 point of their second consecutive tournament berth. Back into the middle. Monkowitz tries to stick handle it over to Sweeney. Along the board, here comes DeJulo. Staunton to her right. Staunton almost, if she could stick handle it there, she would have had a perfect opportunity to put one on the board. Back up at center ice, it is going to be Abigail Shea, junior forward, taking it. Shea backhands it back to the end boards. And losing track of the puck, I believe, was Sadie Guerin. Up, that is Kayla Griffin, number 22. Back behind DeJulo. Someone blew a tire. McHatton throws DeJulo into the boards. That's going to be boarding, without a doubt. That will be McHatton's third penalty of the game. In front, almost squeaks through. Staunton almost had a goal of her own. And McHatton is absolutely going to go to the box for another 2 minutes. Tally that as 6 penalty minutes on the game. I got to wonder if DeJulo is all right after that one. She got airborne, and she hit the end boards with power. So we got a relatively odd forward line out for the power play. Mira Solo, Grant, Jenna Mack, with Jess Robert and Anya Pineo. Robert is usually a winger or a center. She's now at the defender slot for this power play. Jenna Mack. Haven't seen Maria Pierce really at all this period. She's the 2-goal scorer of this Tanner squad for this game. Back behind. We'll see Pond trying to clear it along the boards. Gotten there by Jess Robert. This one's banked down the end of the ice by Jordan Pond, so they will kill off a little bit of time. 1:37 to go on this power play for the Tanners. Kept in onside by Shea. Trying to get it across ice to Mack. Was intercepted and banked back into the zone. Collins has to stick it away. Mack tied up there with Gillette. Here come the Tanners. Jess Robert feeding it across. She has Mack in open ice, lost it. Someone went down on her face, back to the point. Robert holding, passed it across. Sweeney trying to stick handle it off the end boards. Behind the net goes Mack. Mack whiffs on a pass. Got back to the point through a bunch of sticks. Sweeney in front, getting it to Pond, who intercepts. Stick handles it away, kept in by Mirasolo. Mirasolo has her stick hooked and it flies out of her hands. That's going to be 2 minutes, I think, for hooking. It's once again Pond going to the box. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. It's been in that penalty box, it's been the McHatton-Pond show. They're both got 6 minutes of penalty time on the game. I'm sure Coach Vautour of the Spartans cannot be happy with her bunch right now. In any case, we got a power play for 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. The penalty box on the scoreboard has yet to change. So we got Thibodeau, McTeague, and Piscatelli out on the forward line. Just got quiet for a second there. Piscatelli falling, still gets the pass off to Guerin. Guerin over to Sweeney. Guerin again holding it, playing catch with her partner Sweeney at the defense slot. Back up high in the middle. Back down low again. Guerin looking to set something up, taking their time. They know they got a 6-goal lead to work with. Playing tic-tac-toe. Back down, sticked back behind again. Piscatelli loses track of it again, but lets McTeague go to it, shakes her head there. She knows she should have had that one back behind. Thibodeau wrists it off the board. Sweeney holding. The 5-on-3 is over. It's now 5-on-4. Back down low across. McTeague, if she'd reached her stick out, could have had a beautiful one-timer. Back up high. Guerin holding. McTeague around the defense. Backhands it to Piscatelli. Piscatelli trying to tuck it in, and it goes across the crease and out. Gotten back out into the neutral zone finally, so Sweeney has to go back and recoil with Guerin. Guerin will give it up to McTeague. McTeague, one thing I have noticed about the young freshman forwards for the Tanners, that should have been a call. They won't get it. One thing I have noticed about the Tanner freshman forwards is whenever they tend to lose the puck, it's because they're taking their head up and they're looking around for the next hit. In hockey, you got to take the hit sometimes, and you know it's just something they can learn and get used to as their careers go along here at Peabody High School. Or Linfield or North Reading. I keep forgetting this is a co-op team with 2 fellow high schools, even though the team plays here at the rink in Peabody, Massachusetts. Back into the neutral zone. 17 to go on the power play. Avery Gagne holding it along the boards. McHatton will send it down the length of the ice. No icing here. What skill moving around the defense by Garofoli, a rather big defender. Here comes DiGiulio looking to shoot and decides to give it across off the boards by a bunch of fans recording the game with their phones. Garofoli back down. McHatton trying to wrist it off the boards. Tanner's moving rather gingerly, not trying to risk getting hurt. As it looked like Staunton and McHatton got into a little scrum. Staunton's shot wide. Looking to set up another one in front. Can't get there. Backhander. DiGiulio Thought about trying to tuck it in, almost could have there actually, now that I see it. And it looks like we're gonna see Staunton going to the box for 2 minutes. So it looks like for the last 6:27, there's gonna be a rivalry between her and number 18, Heather McHatton. McHatton is really playing more aggressive. I don't think she's very happy with herself, taking 3 tough penalties throughout the entire game. She's just letting off some steam right now. There was a stick tie-up down low. I don't know if we got that on camera between Staunton and McHatton. That kind of fueled, it was a tripping call. There was no doubt about that call, however. Staunton will go to the box for the next 2 minutes. Off the face-off, 2 players falling down. Ganter and I believe Abigail Shea go down. Back behind, Gillette goes down. Cleared out down the length of the ice. 1:47 to go in the power play. 6:11 to go in the period. Or in regulation, should I say. Here comes Pond. Sending it up to Gillette. Gillette sends it back down. It will be an icing. No, the icing is called off. So Garofoli trying to pass it up to Ganter. Ganter couldn't take it. She's one of the goal scorers of this game. Garofoli will look for something, but if not, she'll dump it. Garofoli across, and Ganter couldn't get her stick on it. 1:08 to go in the power play. 5:31 to go in the period. So the Spartans just trying to put 1 on the board for the first time in 5 games. As we hit 49 seconds to go on the power play, 5:12 to go in regulation. Down on her face goes Courtney Darling, junior forward of this Spartan team. No call, 36 to go on the power play. Gone back out into the neutral zone. Pond will look for something. She'll just decide to dump it in and clear it. As we hit 18 seconds to go on the power play, 4:42 to go in regulation. Garofoli will just send it off of her own end boards behind the net. Darling gets slammed into the boards. Now I actually think she may have just lost her footing. Grant will wrist it back down along. Oh, that is Mirasolo, my mistake. Grant is on the ice now, however, into the middle, relatively unchallenged, but she loses possession. It's gotten back down the length of the ice, and we'll have an icing call on the Spartans. So nearing the end, folks. 4:18 to go in the period. No goals to report in this period. That's a first for this game. However, we're getting a face-off in the offensive zone for Peabody. Mac, DeJulo, and McTeague are out. McTeague in her natural forward slot with Mirasolo in the defenseman slot. So Roach is really trying to try out some new combinations in case dire circumstances. Mac across, Mac into the middle to Thibodeau, who tried to get it on net, was boomed off the puck. As we hit under 4 minutes to go in regulation. So I'm guessing if we haven't seen Maria Pierce this period, we won't see her again for the rest of the game. Sad to say, since we won't see her again probably for the rest of this game, she won't get a hat trick. I can breathe easy and say it officially, folks. Say the phrase, hat trick. McTeague almost blows a tire, goes back down to retrieve, but is shadowing a Spartan defender. That is Abby Ovasca. The Tanners have to recoil. Mirasolo will hold it, try to backhand it to Mac, who bunts it off of her stick and narrowly avoiding an offside. I think there should have been one on DeJulo there, but she will twirl around back behind the red line to set it up to Mac again. Guerin going to race back down with Sweeney to retrieve the puck. Sorry, folks, I'm not talking as much. My voice is really starting to go now. Sweeney blows a tire, goes back down behind the board, but she still gets it up ice. But the Spartans still retain possession, kept in the zone by Paquette. So no Spartan has scored a goal in 17 periods of hockey, at least to my knowledge. Back down the length of the ice, and we will have an icing on Peabody. We'll bring it back down to the, I believe, right of Collins with 2:24 to go here in regulation. Face-off tie-up. Tanner's emerged with the puck, has gotten back down the length of the ice again. I don't think it'll be icing. It won't be, as Piscatelli was showing off her speed. One of the smaller members of the Tanners, but small means more speed, folks, as we hit 2:05 to go in regulation. Grant shadowing Paquette along the boards, hit into the boards, and that is going to be boarding. It's going to be boarding, I believe, on either Annika Gedrin or Kelly Paquette. So it's going to be Annika Gendron going to the box. Piscatelli was boarded hard. That looked like a call that could have, I hate to say it, that was almost a neck breaker. Looked like her helmet got caught above the stanch above the boards, and the rest of her body was below the line of the glass. So luckily she's all right. She's staying out on the ice with Grant and Kayla Griffin, Pineo and Monkowitz at the D slot. Not kept in. Tanners will have to recoil. Piscatelli almost stayed in the zone offside. Luckily she had the awareness to go back and recoil. Down the length of the ice, Collins, way out of her net, just pads it aside easily with those two giant pillows on her legs. So 1:35 to go on the power play, 1:26 to go in regulation. So if the Tanners don't score, they're going to end the game on a power play. Whacked at, no one is even touching the puck, as finally Charlotte Grant comes out with it. Grant just smoothly skates on by, rebound, and it is covered by Bourne. So good rebound chance for Piscatelli off the shot by Charlotte Grant. As we got a forward line change, we'll see Sweeney and Guerin out at D, and Mack, Staunton, and McTeague on the forward line with Gillette, Pond, and Hannah Seymour. Down low, and Mack lets it go by, trying to tuck it in. It almost goes in, and we're gonna bring it back out. We're under a minute to go in regulation. I see McTeague moving around. Mack looking to pot one of her own, won't get it. McTeague trying to do a little give and go, won't get there. 31 to go. So the Tanners, with a 6-0 lead, undoubtedly will walk out with a victory. And after this, we'll be 1 point away from a tournament berth. There's 13 to go. 10 to go. That'll be it. The Tanners, barring some chance, will have no more scoring opportunities. The clock gets 2-1, and we are done from McVan O'Keefe Arena in Peabody, Mass. The Tanners dominating the Oakmont Spartans, who fall to 10-1. 6-0 Tanner victory on goals by Jess Robert, Kat DeJulo, 2 goals by Maria Pierce, and Sammy Mirasolo and Riley Ganter sealing the gap with 2 goals of their own in the second period. The Tanners win 6-0. Jenny Collins, at least to our knowledge, her second career shutout versus Oakmont Regional High School. We saw plenty of the new faces for the Tanners get some ice time, and they impressed, I'll admit, folks. The future is very bright for this Tanner bunch. That is all from the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. I am Bernard Parisi. This game is brought to you by Peabody Access TV. We'll see you next time with more Tanner girls ice hockey action. Hopefully the girls can clinch their second straight playoff berth next Wednesday.